take my make America Great hat off.
Under the table is the best way to go for when you're doing something like that. And it's better for them too, because they don't have to do anything.
Yeah, they were like certain people.
Yeah. Okay, it's 7 o'clock, Scott. Are you ready? All right, I'm ready. Do you want to read it or do you want me to do it? Okay. The meeting tonight is for the conduct of town business by the town board. The public is invited to participate at the items marked on the agenda, public comment. During that segment of the meeting, if you have a question or comment for the supervisor, please raise your hand and wait to be acknowledged. Please state your full name and limit your remarks to 3 minutes. Thank you for your anticipated cooperation.
Thank you. So tonight we have a public hearing for the 21 Milton Turnpike, Milton, New York. We're at local law of the town of Marlborough, Ulster County, New York, amending various provisions of Chapter 155 zoning of the Marlborough Town Code as follows: amending Section 155-1 terms defined, add an additional special use to Section 155-12E HD Highway Development District, amending Section 155-12.1 mixed uses, amending Section 155-12.2 additional restrictions on uses, and adding a new Section 155-29.3 senior citizen housing. And we will get to the public hearing once we do the pledge. Please rise.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And a moment of silence, please, for all those who lost their lives defending our country and protecting us, to give us the ability to serve our country, our state, and our town. Thank you very much.
Mr. Russo, it's going to be at this one.
All right, so this is the time we have a public hearing on code changes for Section 155. This is a definition. We started off, it's a definition change, but it's also part of the HD district change, allowing mixed use with senior housing. This senior housing is specifically 55 and older. It's not affordable senior housing. That's different in the code book. This is senior housing, which is 55 and older. This is in the HD district. You'll see a lot of different sections of the code that had to be changed just to make sure we got each section correct. When we added this, we got a lot of feedback from the code enforcement officer, from the town planning board, which helped us in getting this correct, hopefully, and hitting all the actual sections of the code. It's in the HD district. Again, you have to have a minimum 10 acres. And in this case, it's 8 units per acre. And you have to have water and sewer in that district. So indirectly, it limits it to certain areas on the highway HD zone, which is typically in closer to your hamlets in the C1 district. So if anybody has any questions or concerns, this is the time to bring them up. It is a public hearing, so if anybody has questions, get 3 minutes.
Mickey Simonovsky, I'm just wondering, is there a specific proposal that created the need for the change, or is this just to make sure our codes are right?
For across the street here, for a senior housing with mixed use for a possible doctor's office on the corner. So
Great.
We talked about it and thought it fit into our master plan properly. And again, it limits it to a certain area, which we believe is a good spot for it. So
It's a good spot.
yeah, that's kind of how it came about. Yep.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Anybody else? Jax, you got a question? All right, then I need a motion to close the public hearing.
I make the motion to close the public hearing.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so moved. All right, tonight then we got our workshop meeting, January 27, 2025. We have one resolution I need to add, if the board so chooses. I know Mickey and the CAC committee has been working with our Climate Smart Community Pledge with our partners, the Cornell Institute. So this is part of that procedure to adopt this resolution. This again gets us further points and further ahead in the Climate Smart Initiative and working with Cornell. I don't know if before we add this, does the board want to have questions about this? I know Mickey's here, so.
Yeah, I was personally just curious, certainly don't oppose adding this to the site, but was curious what information, or if you had a site plan or a draft of what was going to go on this page?
You mean on the resolution?
Yes, well, for the web page that you're creating as part of the resolution.
Cornell Cooperative Extension has created, sorry.
Sorry. I just want to make sure everybody gets it.
Cornell Cooperative Extension has created different presentations for monthly posting on the website, which goes with every community that's participating with Cornell Cooperative Extension of Ulster County on this. Nasim, if I'm saying anything incorrectly, you can please correct me. So it's something automatically done through them, and it would be on topics relating to the environment, maybe proper composting, maybe how to use euchre, maybe plantings, that type of thing, just educational type posts.
Anybody else? Well, let's add it. So I'm going to make a motion to amend the agenda to add resolution 32. And that's this right here, resolution 32, to adopt the New York State Climate Smart Community Pledge, Element 9, Climate Change, Educational Engagement, Commitment, partnering with Cornell Cooperative. So I just need a motion to amend the agenda to add resolution 32. Anyone?
Make a motion to amend the agenda and add the amendment resolution 32.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, so I need a motion to approve the agenda as amended.
Make a motion to approve the agenda as amended.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, so moved. I need a motion to approve the minutes from the January 13th, 2025 Town Board meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from the town board meeting.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Authorized payment of bills. Beginning of the year, we got a lot of things that come in. So our bills are $1,382,329.66. And for all of you out there that want to say, ooh, why is that so big? So some of it is the construction part of it. Some of it's retirement. I'll give you a breakdown. Barone Construction is $91,221.88. The salt that we have to buy for the highway department is $38,799.74. The chemicals that go in mixed with the salt for the roads is $20,185.33. DJ Heating, which is for the highway buildings, $102,509.25. Employee retirement. So first of the year, we have to pay this, the first billing. $612,637 for retirement. The water bill from the fourth quarter was $273,835. And workers' comp self-insurance that we have with the county is $131,733. So that's $1.271 million. just in those things. So if we didn't have all those that are due in the beginning of the year and the highway project, it would only be $111,281. So that's a normal monthly expenditures. So just want to make sure everybody's understanding why the bill's so high. So I need a motion to pay the bills.
I'll make the motion to authorize the payment of bills.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so moved, thank you. Supervisor updates, I did a pretty good update last meeting. I did it early in the first meeting of the year, just because I wanted to recap what we were doing for this year and what we did last year. The only thing I can tell you so far, which is going forward, is, we're obviously, you can see we're moving forward at the highway department. Trusses are going in, heating's going in, electrical's going in. A lot of busy work's going on right now. So you might not see it, but there's a lot of stuff going on inside of the building. Other than that, it's the beginning of the year, and again, a lot of bills coming in, and working with Chris on making sure that we have all our money in place, thanks to the clerk's office. It is tax season. Thank Colleen, she was here on Saturday collecting taxes, which she does twice in the tax season a year. So we appreciate that. A lot of good conversations with people wanting to develop in our community. They keep coming in, so that's a very good sign. So, I just want to hopefully keep the momentum going as we have. And we got a lot of good projects coming up this year, so it doesn't stop. So I don't have any presentations tonight. Does anybody have any comments on this agenda, specifically on the agenda itself? Okay. And then comment on reports of committee. We have a CAC report there, Vicki.
Lot to say. It is with regret that I report that the Clean Energy Community Program, which we had hoped would deliver $5,000 to $10,000 in grants to the town by this time, was abruptly withdrawn in late November by the state, and we aren't able to provide this. We remain undaunted and are gathering our resources to continue to earn points for bronze certification as a climate-smart community, using many of those same CEC actions to complete the CSC actions. Our work with Cornell Cooperative Extension of Ulster County has led to a partnership for community education and engagement. In order to complete this action and continue cooperation with them, we ask for approval via the resolution, and thank you for including it on tonight's agenda. Supervisor Corcoran asked the CAC to look into a funding opportunity for an EV charging station with a company called EV United. This request has prompted many phone calls and contacts for myself. A copy of my email to the supervisor summarizing my most recent activity is included in my report, and I will continue to look for more data as well as following through on funding options. We are hoping to have an event to coincide with Earth Day celebrations in collaboration with Ulster County Department of Environmental Conservation and possibly with the Milton Landing Committee. Rosemary Ween extended an invitation to me to attend their next meeting. The DEC would like to host a tree planting event, and we hope to expand that to showcase the Sands Avenue Park and the dog park facility with other fun and informative activities and vendors. Our letter to the Planning Board in regards to the proposed orchard on Hudson development was read at the January 13th Town Board meeting. As I explained then, the Planning Board does not allow time for public input or questions except at the public hearing scheduled just prior to final approval of a project. In this monthly report, we emphasize the need for more transparency to the public on projects of this scope to allow time for proper planning and advisement, which, in the long run, would save the developer time and money and create a better product for the town. These are the CAC concerns in regards to that project. The carbon emissions from slowed traffic and idling cars waiting to make turns into and from the development, as well as along the entire Hamlet 9W corridor. Drainage concerns, potential watershed contamination, view shed concerns, and connectivity issues to town businesses. All of these directly impact our residents and our businesses. The CAC was not given an opportunity to add comments early in the process, and neither were town residents. Theirs and our questions and thoughts could serve to support such a type of development and offer suggestions to mitigate environmental concerns. We are hoping that some type of policy can be employed to alert the CAC to proposals of this type, bless you, and magnitude, so that we can offer assistance and support to all town departments in their determinations and directives in a timely fashion and within the planning process. Respectfully submitted. Thank you very much. And
Thanks for reaching out to the people on the EV. A lot of good information.
when
Unfortunately, there's nothing out there that's free yet, but
um,
there's money out there.
I am gathering so much information. I feel like I'm doing a research paper, and there is a lot to absorb, a lot of stuff, and they are much more expensive than all of these little carrots that they put out.
They give you the carrot, but they don't give you the horse. So,
Yeah.
you know, these things are expensive.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to get into all of that because I don't have enough information to really give you a full report, but the thing that does hit me is that if they are as expensive to install as the one proposal actually that I saw, that I was given, it's like we would want to get funding early because we certainly would not be able to afford it if it becomes mandated. But on the other hand, we really have to know what we're getting into before we do that. So,
We could get some information like, you know, with
They already mandated it every project.
that we could actually collect the monies and stuff. There is-
yes, that was,
You don't know how much you're gonna get back, that's the problem.
Well, they're mandated going car dealers now.
Depends on who's stopping and when they're stopping.
yeah. I was told that the state is going to mandate in 2035.
Without no money?
Well, this is the question that I have, and also they're putting me in touch with a Central Hudson representative, because if Central Hudson is assisting in the funding, like, are they doing, what exactly are they doing? Because how much is going to be the responsibility of the town to apply for the funding? Is this going to be... So the two companies that I spoke to, they said that they are major assistants. They will provide major assistance in that regard. But like I said, there's just a lot more to learn and a lot more questions. And please, the board members, any questions, just shoot me an email and I will be including it. I have another conversation scheduled in 2 weeks.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mickey.
Every car dealer has to have a spot station.
Anybody, any board members have any other reports on committees? You want anything on the?
Yeah, I'll talk about the rec committee for just a second because I want to brag about them for a hot minute. But the rec committee, hopefully you had seen, managed to pull together a sledding under the stars with the help of the police department and the highway department last Friday night on, I don't know, I think about 24, maybe 36 hours notice from when we got approval from the school district to do that. So just a big thank you to everybody on the committee, especially the highway department who pulled the lights out and set them up, and Jerry and the police department for staffing the event and making sure that we had oversight there on the hill the entire time the kids were there. So huge success. It was a really great turnout. I was there, I think, from about 6 o'clock to 8:30. And it was just a steady stream of people enjoying a good old-fashioned fun event in the town. The kids really enjoyed it. A lot of adults really enjoyed it as well. So it was a really great turnout, and it's something that the committee's been talking about, I would say, for probably 3 winters now, but just the combination of having the right weather and snow that actually came down and lasted long enough to hit a weekend where we were not plowing and not, crazy removing the snow. It was a perfect combination of factors to finally make it happen, and they did a great job, and it was, I think, really enjoyed by the entire community. That said, the rec committee had their kickoff meeting for the year 2 weeks ago, I guess now. I don't know, January feels like it's really going on for a long time. But they had the meeting, very good turnout. The whole committee was present for that meeting. Big notes are that there is a new application form for bands that would like to be considered to play in the concerts in the park in the summer. That's available on the website, and it's also been posted on the Rec Committee social media and the Town of Marlborough social media. And I have to say, there are a ton of applications. So the committee has a lot of work to do in trying to whittle that down to the best options. It's not the easiest place to provide sound there, and all the bands that have to play actually have to bring in their own sound. So it's not as simple as it looks on the surface. But the good news is we have a ton of people that are interested in playing and should have a really good lineup for the summer. And then the most immediate thing, I guess, is the Easter Egg Dash, which we are just working with the Dome to finalize the date of that. We're hoping for the Saturday before Easter, but we'll make an official announcement when a date is selected, and we'll get that going as well.
Now, one question, and the bands, do they donate the time or we pay for them?
We do pay them, but we don't pay them a ton. So it's very similar to a donation. They definitely donate part of their fee.
Okay, but we pay a sum, though?
Yes, yeah, they do get something.
Okay.
Usually got opening band that gets very little to none, and then the main band gets, well, to them, very
A
little.
little, a little more than none.
But they do it because it's good for the community, and they do a great job, the rec committee. And I think we pushed it back a little, like we're going into.
Yeah, we're starting a little bit later this year just because of how the calendar dates fall, just because of how they fall and how 4th of July falls. 4th of July, I believe, is a Friday. So on the assumption that most people will have plans on that day, we're actually kicking off the following week, and the fireworks will be, I believe, at the end of the month this year, so it'll be separate from 4th of July. And the committee has made the decision to pool all of the fireworks funding into one large show instead of 2 more medium-sized shows like they did last year.
Big show.
So it should be an impressive show.
All right, well, thank you. Very good. Sounds fun. Another fun year.
They are hard at work. It's a great committee, and I am very proud of everything they've accomplished.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
And the sledding was totally Jerry's idea, if I can just give him that quick shout out. That was his brainchild. A long time ago, but you suggested it for this particular week.
Well, we did it a while ago, but we kind of laid off because of some issues, not with the committees or anything but Mike and myself spoke, and Jerry spoke to Mike too, so it was time to bring it back, so.
It was a lot of fun, and yeah, huge thank you to the school district for supporting that event, because we all know they didn't have to. We appreciate that.
Anybody have any other comments on any of the reports that we received? Anybody, or any questions for anybody? No? Good. All right, so new business, we got our yearly, again, beginning of the year, 284 report. So our 284 agreement is with the Highway Department, and I'll go over some of the things they're going to be doing this year. So this one allows you to share equipment, things like that. But it also, I can tell you, where is it? Well, it's the standard 284 agreement. If you guys want me to read the whole thing,
No,
but
no.
it's a long list. Right? You don't want me to read it?
No, that's fine.
Tell you that I could just tell you a bunch of roads they're going to be working on this year. I'll give you that. Barber Jean Drive, Beth Drive, Hillside Drive, Hudson Bluff Circle, Hudson Bluff Drive, Ivy Lane, Chris Corner Drive, Laura Drive, Little Brook Road, McLaughlin Drive, Mount Rose Road, Pleasant View Drive, Riverview Drive, Sandra Drive, and Warren Street. So a lot of different roads will be getting looked at this year. And I need an approval by the board for me to sign the agreement. So I need a motion to sign the 284 agreement.
Make a motion to sign the 284 agreement.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, so moved. applicant here that wants to put in a clothing bin. Came in through the building department, right, Tom? Tom sent out that information to you. Get it out here. This is Arc Trading, and they want to put it at 1191 Route 9W Marlborough. That's in the mall. This company is from New Jersey. It's not a non-for-profit. They want to put it in the corner of the Marlborough Mall. I think I told you guys my feelings on this. I don't like these types of clothing bins at all. We allowed one for the local Lions Club to have one up, but BJ maintains that one. It's totally different. It's a non-for-profit. It's for a good cause. This is a total for-profit, out-of-state company. I want the clerk to actually do a roll call on this instead of just making a motion.
Okay, yeah,
Starting with me.
okay. Supervisor Corcoran,
No.
Councilman Zambito,
No.
Councilman Kauki.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it.
Okay, I'll come back to you. Councilwoman
So you're saying
Sessa.
it's for profit or non-profit?
It's for profit.
It's for profit?
Does-
No.
Yeah,
Out of state and it's for profit. Out of state for profit.
Gotcha.
and this company has
come
no
back to you?
affiliation
No.
with Marlborough?
No? Okay. Councilwoman Sessa,
No.
Councilman Molinelli.
No.
No, okay.
So Tom, you'll let them know?
Yep. No problem.
All right. Advertise for Ethic Board opening. We had an unexpected opening on the Ethics Board, and I want to thank this gentleman because he's given a lot to this community over the years, not just in Ethics Board, but Marlborough Youth Baseball and many other things. Vince Manisi has decided to step down, and for that, he's actually moving out of town.
South Carolina.
He's moving down with where his kids are in Carolina. So we're truly going to miss him, not just being on the committees that he served in, but also in the community that he lived in his whole life. So I want to thank Vince for all his time, and I need, unfortunately, a motion by the board to advertise for ethics position.
I'll make a motion to advertise for ethics position.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so moved. Yeah, Vince is going on. One second. All right, so this is the time of the meeting. If anybody wants to bring up anything from the board members, you want anything to discuss, any new projects, any new initiatives, or any old things you want to discuss, this is the time of the meeting. If not,
Move on.
anything? Nothing as of yet? Okay. Correspondence. I do have a few correspondence. We got a bunch of freebies. Come on. This is the Friends of the Marlborough Free Library. Marlborough Community Center. Dear members of the board, the Friends of the Marlborough Free Library would like to consider waiving the fee for the use of the Marlborough Community Center and the kitchen for our annual tea party to be held on May 3rd, 2025 upon arrival. The tea party is our biggest fundraiser of the year. The funds raised are used for the children's programs. We will provide the necessary insurance binder upon approval. If you have any questions, please email me. Thank you for your consideration. It's Cheryl Ward. So I need a motion, if you like. This is on May 3rd, 2025, to waive the fee for the Marlborough Community Center for the Friends of the Marlborough Free Library. Anybody?
I will make the motion to waive the fee for the community center for the Friends of the Marlborough Free Library.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved.
Scott, before you go any further, that just reminded me of something that I should have brought up in new business. But the rec committee was asking actually at our kickoff meeting if we can figure out a solution to put a better calendar, I guess, on our website that actually will allow us to promote a lot of the things that are going on at the community center. And I think that's a little bit of a loose request at this point, because I'm not sure exactly how many things at the community center are actually open to the public versus private events like this. But there seems to be a need in the community coming out where there's a lot of things happening, especially with the new facility, and people are kind of struggling with where they find information.
I would always say, because we've been trying to work with Meet Me in Marlborough,
Yeah.
they always put everything for the town on their calendar, and they kind of do it as a joint thing. It's a good place to give them a heads up, any of these things. The software that we're installing since last year, going into this year, it actually has a program in it where we can actually utilize it for things like that. That was one of the reasons I liked it.
Yeah.
We haven't got to that point yet, but definitely is something we should look into. I mean, we're doing a lot more recreational stuff. Obviously, the community center's open. It's being used for a lot more events. So
People have been expressing that they don't,
Yeah.
the specific things that they mentioned were Zumba and some of the other things that they don't really know where to get that information and when it happens and how they find out about it.
So I could talk, I know Danielle does our website for us, so I'll talk to Danielle, right, and see if there's something on our current website that we can do to put on the homepage that links to activities and information to join those activities.
Okay.
I think that's what you're asking.
Yeah, I think that would be great. And then if we get to that point, putting a checkbox or something on the application when people rent things to see if it's something that they would want published on a calendar might be a nice addition too.
Okay, that's a good idea. Yeah, because it's being used a lot.
It is, and people are excited about all the new offerings and things.
On that note, now we got St. Mary's Parish CYO program. Dear Supervisor Corcoran, council members, we hope this message finds you well. We are writing on behalf of the St. Mary's Parish CYO program to request a waiver of the use of the Marlborough Community Center for the planned end-of-season banquet. This is a new event and is an opportunity to celebrate the hard work and achievements for the youth in the program and bring families together in a positive community center way. As a nonprofit organization, waiving the fee would greatly help us keep costs manageable and ensure the success of the event. Thank you for your consideration. Please let us know if you need anything further in details. Andrew Nicola and Mike Rednick. Rednick? Did they put a date here?
That's what I was going to ask. I actually meant to reply.
The other thing is, we never got.
We need a date so I can ask them.
Non-profit organization.
Well, this is
It's St. Mary's. It's the church.
That comes to IO, we weren't allowed to do like basketballs and stuff like that, but they had a non-profit member. We should get it.
I don't have a date here. Did he give you a
No, I
date?
don't have a date, so we're going to have to check in with him.
It doesn't end till.
Well, I would make a motion based on the date being available, that we waive the fee for them.
I would second.
Okay, just gotta get that done. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Good point, good point. We should have that. We have that. Sure. And here's the Lions Club. And this- The Marlborough Mountain Lions Club requests the use of the community center north side with kitchen for a pocketbook bingo event on Saturday, April 5th, 2025, 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. We also request the rental fee be waived, and all the best, Frank Carpucci. This is the Lions Club Secretary, and bless you. It's also from Ed Bozier from the club president. So they would like to do a pocketbook bingo event, April 5th, 11 to 8. And I'll make that motion. Just need a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so moved. Thank you. Anybody else want the community center?
Everybody wants the community center.
That's a good thing.
It is. That's a good thing.
Good job.
That's the
Good
point.
thing. Okay, so public comments. At this time, anybody have any public comments at they'd like to come up and speak for 3 minutes. No public comments? Okay, then we're going to go right into resolution number 30. All right, resolution 30 to authorize stormwater control facility maintenance agreement easement, fixing amounts performance bond. So this is, I don't know if everybody's aware of where the Diorio project was being built, but on Hudson Circle years ago, and it kind of sat dormant for, I don't know, Tom, 8 years?
Quite some
Somewhere
time.
in there?
Yep.
Maybe more than that now. But Ham LLC has now purchased the rest of the property. They're moving forward. In doing so, our engineers through the planning board and such have to set new fees for bonding on the project. And that's basically what this resolution is for. So Supervisor Corcoran proposes the following. Councilman Molinelli offered the following resolution, which was seconded by Councilman Cauchi, who moved for its adoption. Whereas the Town of Marlborough Planning Board granted the Ham LLC special permit and site plan reapprovals for 36 condominium units located at Hudson Circle, Town of Marlborough, New York, tax parcel number 108.12, Block 8, Lot 23. The project and its connection herewithin has completed review of the project under SECRA, and whereas the condition of the special permit and site plan approval, collectively the approvals, the planning board requires the execution and recording of a stormwater control facility maintenance agreement and easement. The agreement, and whereas Marlborough on the Hudson Condominium HOA Inc. is the owner of operator of the stormwater management and control measures and facilities, collectively the facility shown on the plans approved by the planning board has executed the agreement and has submitted the agreement to the town board. Whereas the form of agreement submitted has been reviewed and approved by the attorney to the town, and whereas the further conditions of the approval, the application is required to deliver performance security, securing the completion of the facility is mandated in section 135-11 of the town code. And whereas an estimated $49,902.31 to complete the remaining portion of the facility has been provided by the applicant's engineer and approved by the town engineer. Now therefore be resolved, the town supervisor is hereby authorized to execute the agreement on behalf of the town, and is further resolved that the amount of performance security for the completion of the facility hereby set at $49,902.31, and it is further resolved that the application be required to file the town clerk's performance security in the form described in section 135-11B1 of the town code, and approved for the attorney to the town as a form, sufficiency, and manner of execution. The foregoing resolution was duly put to vote, which resulted in following.
Councilman Molinelli.
I got a question, Tommy. They're already putting condos up there. I go by there all the time.
There was an 8 and a 4 unit up there already, so that was pre-existing. That was the prior builders, and then he's got 24 now up, 24 units.
But before they do all this performance bond, you can't give a CO, right?
Yeah, they've got all their approvals for water and sewer.
Like he said, they owe $549,000, $49,000.
No, this is the bond.
It's a bond.
They have to have in place.
But did they do it?
Well, once I sign this, they'll do it. Yeah, it's a requirement, part of the site plan approval by the planner, which they already gave them on condition of this.
Yes.
Councilman Cauchi.
Yes.
Councilwoman Sessa.
Yes.
Councilman Zambito.
Yes.
Supervisor Corcoran.
Yes. Thank you. All right, this is resolution 31. This is to schedule a public hearing on the water district extension for Marlborough Resorts. This is the resort that's being proposed and has gotten preliminary approval by the planning board on conditions. This is one of the conditions. They are about, and Chris is here, if anybody from the board, he's the engineering overseeing the project for the board. If anybody has a question for him, we could have him come up. But they're about 20% in district right now off of Ridge Road, maybe a little less.
I got a couple of questions. I got a
Come on
couple
up,
of
Chris.
questions.
I forget, it's like a little under 20, right?
Do we do a traffic study on Ridge Road now that you're actually going to use that as your access all the time?
Yeah, we did a comprehensive traffic study on
I didn't see that.
Ridge Road and, yeah, it was submitted to the planning board as
No, I
part
know, I
of
looked
the
at the
CTRA.
planning board, I didn't see it.
Happy to forward a copy.
That's fine.
Yeah, I think it's less than 20%. I don't know the exact percentage, but it's,
under 20%.
the water district boundary is based on offset from the center line of Ridge Road, so a portion of the parcel is located.
Well, you can only fit 2 cars on there, there's not many more than that. It's 1 car going one way, 1 car going the other way, that's about it right there.
On the,
On Ridge Road,
on Ridge Road?
yes.
Well, we'd construct a driveway that could handle two-way traffic where the existing curb cut is.
I understand what you're saying, I'm talking about the road itself.
Oh, the road itself, yeah. Yeah, it's 1 lane in either
You
direction.
expect a lot of traffic there?
No, the primary entrance will be on Latin Town Road.
For a facility, right?
And what's going to be there, a winery, right?
On the entire resort campus or on the Ridge Road side?
Ridge Road side.
On the Ridge Road side, there's the staff dormitory, and up on the central campus, there's going to be a restaurant in the second phase of development,
Right, but
the
as you
water
go in,
storage tank.
there's an old barn there, is that going to be knocked down?
That's going to be knocked down, yeah. We were looking at it early on, and we decided that it was...
Wasn't worth it.
Wasn't worth it, yeah.
We got a little pushback. So this agreement is that we are going to have a public hearing. Probably we're going to schedule it for next meeting. The public will have an opportunity, they can look through this agreement, we'll have it online, obviously, but it's to allow them to get the rest of the parcel within district. And there's a use calculation in here, what they possibly should be using a year to the district. And on top of that, once we get through this too, there's also an agreement in place that I've been negotiating with the principal owner of the project to contribute $600,000 to the district. That payment would be paid over a three-year period. $200,000 at the first building permit that's pulled, $200,000 a year and a half later, and $200,000 at the 3rd year anniversary of the building permit. They also have a 2-year buffer in there to start the project. So they have 2 years to start the project. If they don't start the project in 2 years, the agreement is null and void. Because we've had too many of these agreements in the past, and then it goes 10, 12 years, and then we're like, oh, well, we have this agreement in place. No. If you don't do it, it doesn't go in place, and we have no obligation to hook up to the water until they get the permits in place. So we kind of tried to check all the boxes to make sure that the public and the district are satisfied. And
This is apart from the recreation fees, right?
yeah, it's totally separate.
Okay.
But
And you said they're going to build a 65,000 gallon tank up there?
is it about 65,000 a tank for you guys?
So what is that?
Yeah,
55,000?
plus or minus, we're working on the final design
Yeah.
details now.
So, but the $600,000 over a 3-year period goes back into the district, which then obviously can be used to do some of the things we actually need to do within the district. One of them, fixing our water tower, and secondly, maybe even first, is some of these main water lines with the loop systems that we've been trying to put in. Again, so just trying to give you a background. This is basically, we'll have more discussion at the next meeting. This is to introduce that we're going to a public hearing. So unless you have any other questions for Chris.
No.
Thanks, Chris. Appreciate it.
I don't have a question for Chris, but I have a question for, I guess probably Charlie if he were here, that maybe we need to just table until the public hearing. But it seems like from the resolution with the amount of usage that the resort is going to have, it seems pretty extensive, but I'm open to being corrected if it's not that extensive. But I'm just curious if I'm sure we've checked that we have the capacity, that we have the, we went through a severe drought this past summer, and I know certain towns were in dire need of water. So
No, we have enough in our district. Right now, we have up to 800,000 gallons per day that we could use. We average about 650,000 gallons per day on normal. If we go over 800,000 gallons, you know, we pay a little surcharge, but we do have an option in our agreement with Newburgh to go up to 1 million gallons with a $250,000 buy-in if we so choose to in the future. So again, if we get to that point, part of that $600,000 could be that cost of going up to 1 million gallons, and that would be a board decision. We might want to do that. We might want to say, look, for future expansion, we want to do it now because we have the money at the time. But that's going to be, right now we're in there's no issue at this point. But as we keep expanding,
Yeah, we have
you know,
several projects.
you know, we inch closer and closer to that 800,000 gallons per day. But right now we average around 650 a day, so we should be fine.
Okay, thank
But
you.
yeah, Charlie was extensively involved with all the calculations with Chris, and Dennis Larios, who's our engineer for the water district. So, right, Chris? Many phone calls.
Yep, we've had many phone calls, that is correct. And the number on the petition, the usage number, it's based on DEC projections, which are very conservative, I could tell you firsthand from having done the Bellafield Hotel over in Hyde Park that, you know, the projections are about, you know, 100% higher than the actual flows we're seeing. It was just like
Okay.
22,000 projected, only generated 10,000.
Any project is based on a calculation that typically isn't 100% accurate because everybody's using these low flush, low water use fixtures and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still based on on the old calculations. So when you see the water flow that's expected, typically it's not even close to that usage. Now, can it be? Yeah. But you'd rather be on the high side than not the low side when you do the agreement. So that's why they do it. So. Right?
Yep, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good questions. All right, so Supervisor Quirk proposes the following, whereas the town board of the town of Marlborough has herefore established the town of Marlborough Water District and the town of Marlborough, the Water District, and whereas a petition dated January 22nd, 2025 has been presented to the town board, this big document here, and has been presented to the town board by Marlborough Resort LLC requesting that the water district be extended to include the parcels of real property owned by the petitioner and identified as tax parcels 102.4-3-8.320, 102.4-2-12, 102.4-2-13, and 102.4-2-29. On the tax map of the town of Marlborough, the property whereas the petition includes a map plan report prepared by Visario Engineering, architect dated September 16, 2024, and last revised on January 9, 2025, as required by law. And whereas the maximum amount to be expended by the Water District for the construction and acquisition of improvements is $0, because the cost of improvements shall be borne by the petitioner, and such improvements are to be dedicated to the Water District as extended. Whereas the total estimated annual charge against the property of usage is $263,322.20, as specified in the map plan report and hereby. That's an estimate that they will be using on a yearly basis. Ordered that the town board of the town of Marlborough shall meet at the Town Hall, 21 Milton Turnpike, Milton, New York, 12547 on the 10th day of February, 2025 at 7 o'clock p.m. prevailing time for the purpose of conducting a public hearing on the proposal to extend the boundaries of the Water District, in which time and place all persons interested in the subject hereof may be heard concerning the same, and is further ordered that the town clerk of the town of Marlborough is hereby authorized and directed to publish a copy of the order in the official newspaper of the town and post a copy of the same on the bulletin board in the office of the town clerk and the time and manner required by law, not less than 10 or more than 20 days before the days of the hearing set. And this order shall take effect immediately. The question of adoption of the foregoing order was duly put to a vote on roll call, which resulted in follows.
Supervisor Corcoran,
Yes.
Councilman Malinelli,
Yes.
Councilman Cauchi,
Yes.
Councilwoman Sessa,
Yes.
Councilman Zambito.
Yes.
There you go, Chris.
I had to hold back my car.
Step one. All right, resolution 32, adopt the New York State Climate Smart Communities Pledge, element 9, climate change education engagement, and commit to partnering with Cornell Cooperative, which we've been doing already. Supervisor Corcoran proposes the following. Whereas the town of Marlborough has taken the Climate Smart Communities Pledge, and whereas the town of Marlborough understands that even if emissions are drastically reduced today, communities would still be required to adapt to the effects of the climate change for decades to come. And whereas the town of Marlborough also recognizes its responsibility to the community to save money and conserve and protect our natural resources while building viable, energy independent and secure communities and resilience infrastructure, therefore, it is hereby resolved the town of Marlborough is ordering to further positive momentum to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and adapt to a changing climate. Adopts the New York State Climate Smart Communities Pledge Element 9, climate change education and engagement, and commits to partnering with Cornell Cooperation Extension Ulster County to develop a web page for the town website addressing climate change emergencies by presenting information, photographs, resources, and links for residents, and by hosting up to 12 social media posts to inform town residents of the new resources and moves for its adoption,
Councilman Malinelli,
Yes.
Councilwoman Sessa,
I have more questions. I think we should put some caveats in here, to be perfectly honest. I think 12 social media posts is a lot of social media posts. And I think that the town board needs to at least see and review those before they go up on town social media. And the same thing with the website. There's a lot of information out there in the world, and we're creating a website specifically to educate the public. I think this is, you said, action number 9, which is to inform and inspire the public. But again, I would feel more comfortable voting yes on this if I knew what content specifically was going on this new website.
so no.
Say no.
So I'm a no for now. No with requesting more information.
Okay. Councilman Kauki,
Yes.
Councilman Zambito,
I echo Councilwoman Sessa's, at this time, I'm voting no.
okay. Supervisor Corcoran,
I'm not a no forever. I just would like a little more information
Well,
before
you
we
wanna
move
change
it forward.
Change the information, what it says there, you could change it.
we'll table it, come back to it. Table it.
I was just going to send along information, or if you want to amend it to say, like pending approval by the board, I don't know, whatever you need to do, we can send it along ahead of time for you next time, or if you want to amend it to say pending approval of the board, after you look at it, whatever makes sense.
It passed.
I believe they also want to be, as I'm reading this again, about the emergency, the changes to emergency planning that the board approved in December. I believe some of those website posts would be sharing information, or, for example, where residents could have cooling spaces, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, I haven't seen any of the posts, but this is how it was explained to me as well. So, but I do understand your concern, absolutely.
Thank you.
It's a town board. I get it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's a little bit confusing to me right now.
Would it be, I mean, Naseem, you tell me, would it be easier for us to table it for right now, just so you can send us more information to review and re-vote at the next meeting? Or would the rest of the board be comfortable with that?
Sure.
So table it?
Since we got a split vote and I haven't made my decision yet, I think since we have concerns by board members, I would say let's just revisit the writing of it and give us some more information from, maybe Cornell has some stuff they could give us, and we will bring it back up next meeting. So I'm going to make a motion then to table till next meeting.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, I appreciate it. I don't think it's a big,
No, I'm sure we can work through it, absolutely.
so. At this time, Eddie,
5 minutes to 8, 2025. I'm gonna ask for an adjournment.
I need a second.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Amanda.